Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, the Commissioner of Public Works informed that numerous road projects are at various stages of completion in a legislative committee hearing. As we reported, on the same day of that hearing, one construction contractor was given a notice to immediately stop working on a long-awaited revitalization project. News 2 Stephanie Brown reports.
Governor Mapp commended the Department of Public Works for their continued efforts to improve the territory's roads, but in his State of the Territory speech, stalled projects remained a great concern.
I remain frustrated by the slow process to get projects started.
The Main Street project in St. Thomas is one of the long-awaited road projects that was erected to enhance the downtown area in Charlotte-Amalie. In a legislative committee hearing, the Commissioner of Public Works provided an update on the project.
Main Street enhancement, total budget $10 million. We are all aware of the trials that this project has endured since being bid for construction in 2013. The westernmost block is close to complete with the exception of the final road surface. We are currently reassessing this project to determine the way forward.
In the committee hearing, Senator Milling Young shared that there has been a number of business closures and downsizing occurring on Main Street.
I actually saw a sign that made me pause, and that was a going out of business 70% sale off of everything. And most of this is attributed to what's going on with the Main Street project and the delays.
I would not attribute business closings and other economic activities all to this project.
The Main Street project has been plagued by legal battles between Tip Top Construction and the Virgin Islands government. Joe Hollins of Tip Top Construction publicly stated that he recently received a letter from Commissioner James informing that Tip Top immediately stopped working on the Main Street revitalization project. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, in 2014, Tip Top Construction and the Virgin Islands Department of Procurement were entangled in a legal dispute over bidding statutes and regulations, as we shared on News 2 yesterday. Commissioner James has not issued any information informing why the project has been halted once more. Be sure to count on 2. We'll have you keep you updated, and also tune in. We'll get some feedback from some business owners on Main Street as well as the Chamber. Well, crumbling roads, meanwhile, have been causing headaches for many in the VI. As we know, potholes that are only a few inches deep are not that menacing, but a hole more than 6 inches deep can do severe damage, causing oil pans to break, tires to blow, and rims to bend. However, a relief for residents in the North Star Village area we shared to learn that work is scheduled to begin in their area. It had been a back and forth due to questions regarding the law and if the road was public or private. However, paperwork was cleared up for work to get started by the Department of Public Works. And in an update on Monday, as we reported, DPW officials at the Senate said patching was to begin today. We drove by earlier this afternoon to see if work was in progress. We did not see any DPW crews at the time. Our cameras were there, but we did see signs from residents who were happy to hear that work is scheduled to begin this week. Turning to some crime reports, police say there was a security breach within the Virgin Islands Police Department. They say the matter was handled administratively. Glenn?
Well, thanks, Sandy, and good evening. There was a security breach within the Virgin Islands Police Department which caused the release of personal information belonging to citizens of the territory. This matter was handled administratively. Pursuant to VI Code 14-2008, any agency that owns or licenses computerized data that includes personal information shall disclose any breach of the security of the system following discovery or notification of the breach in the security of the data to any resident of the Virgin Islands whose encrypted personal information was or is reasonably believed to have been acquired by an unauthorized person. If you have any information or you've been affected by this breach, please contact the Virgin Islands Police Department Public Information Officer, Glenn Drake, at 340-778-2211 or glendrake.drake@vipd.gov. Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks for that, Glenn. In other news, following the rejection of Senator-elect Kevin Rodriguez's qualifications to take the seat in the 32nd legislature, well, the Superior Court granted Janelle Saru's writ of mandamus, ordering the St. Thomas St. John Board of Elections certify the April 8 elections, which Saru won. The board did so recently. Reportedly, board members Ivy Moses and Arturo Watlington abstained from that vote. The 32nd legislature is set to have an inauguration ceremony for Saru on Wednesday, but the Democratic Party was in district court bringing forth some formal examination of evidence today to Judge Curtis Gomez to have Saru prevented from being sworn into the legislature. Be sure to count on 2. We'll keep you updated. Government Retirees United in Fairness, Inc. They met in June, as we shared, to prepare the official ballot, the title, and submittal questions for a petition to bring a public vote on a proposed amendment to use rum subsidies to fund GERS annuity payments. One GRUF member is asking for the support of the community. Here's more.
And I'm trying to get 2,774 votes. Registered voter to sign a petition giving the retirement GIS annuity, putting the money from the rum cover over into the annuity of GIS, half of the rum cover over. After all the obligations have been paid to Diageo and Crucian Rum, whatever left, half go to the annuity for GIS. Annuity is where they pay the people. And there's people who haven't been paid for over a year in 6 months, a year in 5 months, 7 months, 8 months after they leave the system. And the money will help the GS to limp along a little longer. Now, I just hope that the people will sign. Don't be afraid, don't be scared. Then don't listen to the naysayers. This is to help the elders who are before you. This is to help the economy of the Virgin Islands. So please, put your signature on the paper.
Well, at the Senate, a bill relating to noise pollution control has set new standards, sound standards for noise or music coming from a vehicle or business establishments are not to exceed 75 decibels from Sunday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 55 decibels from 12 midnight to 7. Now, the bill was forwarded to the Rules Committee. One association spoke about the need of that bill. Here's more.
Coming from the cars, the noise from motorcycles and beach parties, public beach parties that last past 12 midnight. We know that there are many hobbyists that take pride in equipping their cars with speakers pointing outside and mounted on the windows, on the outside of vehicles. In fact, there are car shows and you know, where these type of equipment are featured and people get prizes and all of that for that. However, however, outside of those venues, it causes great harm to the public.
U.S. Interior Department officials say they will support the territory's efforts to establish a day visa program, expand parking in Christiansted, resolve long-standing issues within the National Park on St. John, and back a permanent increase in the amount of federal rum excise taxes returned to the local treasury. This is an update. Governor Kenneth Mapp described his meeting this week with Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke in Washington as highly productive. The Department of Interior's Office of Insular Affairs oversees the outlying United States territories, including American Samoa, Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the USVI. The Interior Department has committed to working with us, he said, on several key matters. And he also spoke at length at how the hospitals are being underfunded as a result of outdated CMS fee schedules. Governor Mapp said that the Schneider Hospital is being reimbursed at a 1983 level and Juan Louis at 1996. Interior will support the Virgin Islands' efforts to establish a day visa program whereby individuals from neighboring islands could easily receive clearance for one-day excursions to the territory in order to shop and see a medical specialist. And he said such a program will likely provide a boost to the local economy. Now, during the meeting, Zinke reiterated his pledge to allow the National Park's parking lot in Christiansted to soon remain open during the evening hours. St. Johnians will be greatly relieved to note that Zinke has agreed to review reopening access roads to private properties landlocked within the national park on that island. The governor said that while he deeply appreciates the sanctity and beauty of the park, it was unconscionable to continue to deny access to those with legitimate rights to utilize their land. Secretary Zinke has pledged to support the territory's effort to lobby Congress to permanently increase the federal rum excise taxes returned to the USVI, although the current enacted rate is $10.50 per proof gallon. Governor Mapp said that Congress has regularly and seamlessly approved a 13.25 price per gallon cover-over rate since 1999. Unfortunately, the increase has to be reapproved each year, creating a climate of needless uncertainty, he said. Governor Mapp, Education Commissioner Sharon McCollum, and Office of Management and Budget Director Nellen Bowery met with U.S. Secretary Education Betsy DeVos on Tuesday to discuss the strategy for the exit of the third-party fiduciary appointed to oversee the expenditure of federal grants. Improved management of funds of the VI Department of Education has rendered the addition oversight unnecessary, the government noticed. Also, another update, the Department of Interior Office of Insular Affairs has awarded the USVI a $250,000 grant for the development and implementation of a 2017 Consumer Price Index, or CPI. The activities funded by the grant will focus on 3 objectives, they say: to establish a new market basket of goods and services and new item weights, to provide a training and technical support for field enumerators in the price collection process, and to conduct data processing activities to achieve the goal of a current CPI that reflects changing consumer behaviors and trends. Well, there, the front lines of healthcare in the center of a standoff. Hundreds of nurses at Tufts Medical Center on strike after union contract negotiations with hospital administrators fell short. They're demanding staffing and safety improvements, competitive wages, and a pension agreement. The hospital says they made a good offer, and the union turned it down. After a year of back and forth, still no deal. Inside the hospital, it's business as usual. More than 300 temporary nurses brought in to fill that void. Co-workers showing signs of support and solidarity through a window. The MNA says the strike is scheduled to end at 7 o'clock Wednesday morning, and the nurses say they'll be ready to go back to work. But the hospital has said they're not allowed to return there until Monday, and it's a decision they're standing by. Keeping our eye on the economy, Amazon's Prime Day was the biggest sale day in company history, they said. Wednesday, the tech giant reported record sales for its 3rd annual Prime Day, beating out its numbers for previous Black Friday and Cyber Monday shopping periods. In fact, Prime Day sales were higher than both shopping holidays combined in 2016. Prime Day, which kicked off on Monday and offered 30 hours of deals, experienced a sales uptick of more than 60% compared to last year. The biggest sellers this year, Amazon's Echo Dot smart speaker was the most popular item sold. People also picked up free Fire tablets, Kindle devices, a programmable pressure cooker, and gaming consoles. Let's take a look at the numbers there. The Dow up 123, NASDAQ 67, S&P 500 up at 17. Coming up on News 2, we have much more straight ahead as we continue our summer camp segment. It's always a big adventure at this camp. Every day on the Big Island, the Big Island Adventure Camps, we stop in to see what they were up to. That's coming up. Welcome back. Well, just a quick note, Marvin Pickering, who's the director of the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and the Bureau of Internal Revenue will be hosting the All Islands Tax Administrators Association 2017 annual conference. That's from Monday, July 17th through Thursday, July 28th at the Renaissance Carambola Resort and Spa on St. Croix. All Islands Tax Administrators Association. It's comprised of the tax leaders from the U.S. territories. This year, the U.S. territory delegates expected to be in attendance include tax directors and leaders from American Samoa, Guam, the Marshall Islands, Palau, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Each year, it brings together tax leaders from across the U.S. territories, the IRS, and other federal agencies to discuss current tax administration and enforcement issues. The association meets annually, hosted by each territory through funding by the Department of Interior and support by the Internal Revenue Service. Well, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, they have awarded it $25,910 in a housing counseling grant to the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority on St. Thomas to help families and individuals with their housing needs and prevent future foreclosures. HUD's housing counseling grants and the additional funding they leverage will assist more than 1.4 million households nationwide find housing, make more informed housing choices, or keep current homes. According to a HUD press release issued on Friday, HUD's housing counseling grant funding support community-based organizations that assist low and moderate income families to improve their housing conditions. Grant recipients address the full range of families' housing counseling needs. This includes helping home buyers evaluate their readiness for a home purchase, understand their financing and down payment options, and navigate what can be extremely confusing and difficult home buying process. The organization also helps households find affordable rental housing and offers financial literacy training to individuals and families struggling to repair credit problems and restrict their housing options. Well, here's something to put on your calendar. The GESC Insurance Board, in conjunction with Rogers Farm, will be implementing United Healthcare's Group 2017 Wellness Program, and they will be distributing bags of free produce to St. Croix retirees of the government of the VI. Bags of fresh produce will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last, they say. GBI retirees covered by United Healthcare will be required to come to the following locations at the allotted time with a valid United Healthcare insurance card, sign for the produce bag, and complete a short survey prior to receipt of the bag. The event will take place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday, July 13th at the Kings Hill Farmers Market. Partners in this effort include GESC Health Insurance Board, United Healthcare, and Rogers Farm. Time to check out one of our summer camps that's currently underway. And you know, it's not too late to have your child participate in a summer program and signed up. Children of all ages in the Virgin Islands are learning while engaging in fun-filled activities. Now, we visited the Big Island Adventure Camp at the AZ Academy in St. Croix, and here's what they had to say about their camp.
My name is Roxanne Gray, and right now I am like the camp director in training here at the Big Island Adventure Camp. It is one of the biggest camps right now, I think, and we're just about like living, laughing, learning, playing. Just do like a lot of activities here with the kids. We have horseback riding, do jeep tours, like open taxi. We try to make a safe and inclusive space to have kids from all different backgrounds. And then we also have like our cool kids camp where we have like our 3 to 5 year olds who do kind of like their own thing, but still in the group of our regular campus. We have 222, I think, that are like registered right now for this week. This year our theme is love, so we're talking about leadership, opportunity, victory, and energy, and that's the love, our love acronym. Just the experience here, meeting new people and just having like great conversations and just doing fun things with a group of great people. I think that's like the biggest experience that really comes to mind and really sticks with me over the years.
Fun camp there. Well, Virgin Islands Department of Education Division of Sports Athletics, they're inviting students of all ages to participate in a basketball clinic, a one-week summer basketball clinic. It's already underway. It's going on until the 14th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Ivana Udorican High School Gymnasium. Trainers include St. Croix's basketball hero turned sports agent, Holman Harley, along with Division I and II college athletes. Harley is a former semi-pro basketball player, is widely praised for the role he played in Tim Duncan's stellar career. So you've heard about him. Now again, on Saturday, July 15th at 4 p.m. at the Ivana Udorican High School Gymnasium, the public is invited to a scrimmage featuring Pro Division I and II players versus local players. Clinic registration is free. However, admission fee for scrimmage on July 15th will be determined. Well, be sure to register now for the Bastille Day Kingfish tournament this Sunday. It's coming up. The Northside Sports Fishing Club hosted tournament is your chance to catch that big one and pocket $2,000 in cash. Entry forms are available now at Neptune Fishing Supplies in Red Hook. Registration continues at the Captain's Meeting on July 14th at 7:30 p.m. at Hull Bay Hideaway, and on Saturday, July 15th at Hull Bay Hideaway from noon to 6 p.m. Entry fees are low, $45 for adults, $35 for juniors, ages 8 to 17 rather. All registered anglers will receive an official Bastille Day Kingfish Tournament t-shirt, hat, and goodie bag. Over 200 anglers, adults and juniors of all skill level, as well as over 60 boats are expected to enter. Prize categories include largest kingfish, second largest kingfish, third largest kingfish, fourth largest kingfish, best captain, best boat, best male angler, best female angler, best junior male angler, best junior female angler, largest barracuda, largest bonito, and largest mackerel. This year, Budget Marine is sponsoring the best boat prize package value at $500. In addition, several Virgin Islands businesses have generously contributed many luxury prizes. There will also be a 50-50 raffle drawing. Tri-Island Energy will have a fuel truck available at Hull Bay on Saturday from 2 to 4 so that tournament boats can easily fuel up. Lines in the water starts at 5:30 a.m. That's on Sunday, July 17th, and ends at noon sharp. From noon until 2, it's the weigh-in. The award ceremony will take place at 8 p.m. at Hull Bay Hideaway. And Cool Sessions Brass, they'll be playing from noon to 4 p.m., followed by the Dem Fellas Band from 6 to 10 p.m. Let's find out what the weather will be like for that. Be sure to stick around. Your News2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
We have a tropical wave that is moving here right across the islands. Here it is. With this, we are seeing some extra cloud coverage and also some showers scattered about. And some of these showers are going to be pretty slow moving. So in places like Puerto Rico, we could see downpours at times. Could cause some localized flooding in areas. So for tonight, 79 degrees for our temperature. A shower or two should be expected, maybe not everywhere, but a majority of people certainly will be seeing some wet weather. Tomorrow, St. John, 89 degrees with a shower or two, some cloud coverage as well. St. Thomas, 89. Same story, clouds and also showers. And St. Croix, 89 degrees for the high temperature with a shower or two. Now, we're not talking an all-day washout here. It's not going to be a gloomy, rainy day. It's going to be a bit cloudier than we normally see it, but we will certainly have some sunshine out there as well. Taking a look at our marine forecast for the Atlantic side, waves 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. We don't have any advisories to tell you about, so if you're going to be out there fishing or swimming, snorkeling perhaps, enjoy it. Just make sure you are being careful. Same story here for the Caribbean side. Waves 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. Now, taking a look at our 5-day forecast, a shower or two should be expected Friday and Saturday, really any day this week. On Sunday, it's going to be a lot less wet, maybe just a stray shower. 89 degrees for the high temperature. And then on Monday, it's going to dry out. It's going to be mostly sunny. We could still see a trade wind shower, which is very typical, but for the most part, it's just going to be a beautiful sunny day for the beach with a high of 90 degrees. Sandy, back to you.
So not too bad, especially for those heading out to Hull Bay. Let's look at our News2 weather picture by Ania Rodriguez of the Ulla F. Muller Elementary School, 5th grader, sharing this beautiful picture with some sunshine and a rainbow. We haven't seen one of those in a while. Ania, thank you for that. We hope to find one. Send us your News2 weather picture to the address on the screen and then tune in to see it right here on News2. We are not done yet. Be sure to stick around. News2 Sports comes your way next.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News2 Sports. The FIBA Central Basket Senior Women's Tournament has begun. Game 1 saw Mexico defeat the Bahamas 61-56 in the first matchup of this round-robin tournament. Leisha Grant had a game-high 29 for the Bahamas, while Daniela Pardo led Mexico with 14 points in a more balanced attack. The VI women's national team plays Guatemala tonight. Tip-off is at 7:30, so you still have time to get to the UVI Sports and Fitness Center and cheer the home team. Tickets are only $5. Sticking with the round ball, the Zero Tolerance Basketball All-Stars, playing in Orlando, Florida last week, won the YBOA Championship for the 12U National Championship Tournament. They had a 6-0 record.
National champion, Zero Tolerance.
I'm very happy that we won the big one. As I've told you before, I've been bringing teams here from 2008, and I bring them here for the experience and exposure, just to be seen by college coaches, high school coaches, and even prep school coaches. Let me show interest in them.
This has been a wonderful experience for Zero Tolerance this year. This is our second time actually entering this tournament for YBOA. The first time we entered this tournament was about 2 or 3 years ago. We placed 4th in, I think, the 10th grade division. This year we came back with 12th graders to enter this tournament. And I must say this year our players really stepped up to the challenge. The team is comprised of students from St. Thomas, 1 player from St. Croix, and I think 3 players from Virgin Gorda, 2 players from Virgin Gorda. So it's actually like a VI community effort in winning this championship we took home today. I mean, I must say it's a victory for us, for the Virgin Islands, for Zero Tolerance. It's a big victory for us, being as the first time we have ever won a major championship in this tournament here. And we look forward to coming back again next year and repeating and defending our title.
Zero Tolerance.
In the government and industrial co-ed basketball game, last night in IEK Gymnasium in Game 1, it was Waco over WAPA, 43-34, and in Game 3, it was Airport 2 over the National Guard, 46-43. Red Hook, they won their game by forfeit. That's it for sports. Go VI Go. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for those highlights, Gary. That is all for this edition of News 2. I'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest in news, weather, and sports. Have a wonderful evening.
We love TV.